All on the newspaper headline. We'll be moving straight away to the newspaper review. And in the studio with us is Chris Maduka. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Charles.
Now, I know this is blue.
You guys started on that note of color blind and color.
No, I just wanted to show this is blue.
But you know what goes on in Nigeria now? You get a wedding invitation, and somebody said the color of the day is animal.
Animal
purple. Stone red.
Stone. Burnt onion.
And it becomes, so when you guys were talking about your colors, and leave that, we just on a lighter note.
Yes.
We're here, and Nigeria is agog with the headlines.
Interesting headlines, really. I mean, Tinubu is upbeat with the economy. Nigeria is...
That sounds very funny.
Why are you guys laughing?
And for the first time, we are laughing in Nigeria
Honestly.
because our president is upbeat with the economy. And thank God and God bless Nigeria.
We're happy about it.
Yes. It's all finished.
Please continue.
Yes.
Well, the economy so far has recorded 6.9 trillion trade surplus in quarter two. Total trade declined 3.76%. Exports amounted to 19.42 trillion. Imports 12.47 trillion. So it does look like there's something positive that's going on, at least for the meantime.
It is. The thing is, we make one step forward and then three steps backward. That's our issue. There are things to trade with Nigeria. In Nigeria, I mean, it's a economy of Nigeria records trade, foreign trade, and that's it. Now, when their money trickles in, what happens? Me and you are not feeling it, and that's why, it's like it sounds like another political talk, but it's not. It's the National Bureau of Statistics recording these figures, and they cannot be wrong. But the idea and the question is, when you finish from here and we are calling out these figures, and somebody said, so, I told you a story in Igbo land where launching in a very big event is happening, and the professors came speaking English. And these are young traders, business traders, we are sitting on the side waiting to make their own donation. They said they should ask the professor, how much is the English? Because they are giving 2 million. One small boy said, Professor, when you finish, just tell us how much, because I'm donating 2 million to this lunch. And the professor will speak Oyibo. So we see this as Oyibo until we feel it, we don't believe it. We just hope we won't be dead before we feel it, because it's not electricity. We need to see these figures touch the life of an average Nigerian. So it's good we are recording this. So what? So what at the end of it all? So what? That's the question. And that's very interesting. So it's not academic exercise where students will be looking for data to support their research. Life in Nigeria is not academic research. It's practical. I wake up this morning, a family of 6, 20,000 naira can't support them. Just imagine a keke operator or Okada operator in Nigeria, in a city you are living, that used to feed his family with 2,000 naira. I mean, he struggles, and when he wants to live for another day, he drops 2,000. The children can, even if they buy this tiny bread, 400 naira used to be. Today, that man, so you will watch how many people, with people not on the road, with the fuel scarcity, and how can this so-called upbeat of our president touch the life of such person? And that's, you understand what I'm saying? Even me, no matter what people think, that the rich also cry in Nigeria, who is feeling this upbeat? So our dear president, let us feel the upbeat. Let us see that you are doing something. For now, we are not blind. If you see it, we praise you. And that's how good Nigerians are. Very resilient and good people. When they see anything positive, they will. They're not, all Nigerians are not politically correct or politically bad or incorrect people. When things happen in their life, you see it, you will feel it. That's all we can say about it.
Okay, so we're still maintaining on this day. NNPC demands deployment of its crude monitoring team to Dangote Refinery. Aliko Dangote agrees to sell fuel in local currency. Let's talk about that first. Do you think this is going to have any impact on our economy? Do you think the dollar...
That's what I see. Until NNPCL tell us what they are up to in Nigeria, I can't stop being worried about their decisions. Suddenly NNPCL have a job. So if a Dangote refinery didn't come, they will remain in doldrum of big refineries in Nigeria has been out of operation for over 2 decades. Suddenly a small refinery came, they all battled and stayed on it. Look at how they have pushed this man. If they had stayed away, Nigeria will see how what Dangote is doing will bring down the cost of their petition that they suspect that diesel will crash. Somebody is petitioning the president that the price of diesel will crash in Nigeria. You think these people are not, they're not descendants of Satan? With what is happening, everybody wants to collect the money. Collect it and spend it where? Because that's what is what you call the continuous circle, running in a circle. You sell fuel for 1,000 naira. You go to the market to buy a mudu of gari, 1,000 naira. What have you gained? Let the market. This is competition. And we say we are running with the market forces. Why? And people are free to open their business. You mean if I open my business, you open your refinery, you may refine and your own come out at 200 naira per liter. And mine come out at 300 naira. So we work it out. That won't because I am coming out with my price at 300 naira. Somebody come and regulate us. So where is the force regulating? Let's go to the market. When they brought telecom, did they regulate it? The thing came down on this oil and everything. Why regulating oil? When they know our life is there, what is NNPC business with Dangote? They're sending now, look at what they're talking about. Very soon you hear that Dangote is mastering crude oil. Why the monitoring team going to crude? Let them leave, let them go and monitor their own owned and controlled refineries until they spend this to Nigeria. The next thing will be that everybody working with NNPCL will have to come and tell Nigerians what they are really doing. Are they for us or against us? Because every decision since the last 3 months we hear from NNPCL has not favored one single Nigerian. And that's my opinion on it. It is suspicious. It is satanic. Let them allow Dangote breathe. Things is trying to, he say crash. It's just to remove fuel, but they have circled themselves around him and they are not allowing him to take decision. We expect that when this man comes here and say, this is succor for Nigerians, let's even see what he can bring. And Dangote might not have cost to export fuel. Nigerian market can sustain that small refinery. Because the price, the number of liters they say Nigeria consume daily, can Dangote even meet up that to talk about export? And people are pushing him not to bring his fuel here so that he'll sell it and they'll do round robin, go back and import to Dangote's fuel except for us here. Is it not satanic? You will wonder who born them. Are they human beings? I'm surprised.
I mean, again, it still comes down to who leads us. The president is also the Minister of Petroleum. If the president stands up today and signs any letter regarding what happens at the NNPC, that action will be taken. So it's just behoves on the will now of the president to do what needs to be done. But it does look like that will isn't there. Because, again, you sold crude to Dangote in Naira. And now the guy is ready to now sell. He wants to sell in Nigeria. He's complaining that these guys are not buying from him. Who are the ones telling these guys not to buy from him? And he has said, look, if you don't buy from me, I'm going to export. There are other countries around Nigeria
who want to buy his products.
Want to buy his products.
And that's our cry. That's what we are crying for. Nobody in his right senses, like you said, if the buck stops at the desk of our dear President Bola Tinubu, he shouldn't allow this to happen. Because I don't understand. Unless what people have said, the suspicion that our president is complicit, that he owns a refinery outside Nigeria, that's why he had allowed Dangote to refine and sell to his refineries. They will bring back to sell to us. all going and good. He's the president, he's free to do. But unless he has to prove otherwise, that this suspicion is not there, he should do something, like you said. The buck stops. And that's a rock. And that's why we are crying and calling his name. You can imagine how many times people in Nigeria call the name Tinubu every day. So you can imagine what that means. That they depend so much on him to do something about this thing that is happening. That his silence is something, and we have not had, all we had him say is as president, we have not had him speak for once as the minister of petroleum in Nigeria. And that is suspicious. Because so many stories are going on until the president come out to account, until he come out with clean slate and clear policy decision, this thing will continue to ring. Because if you see anybody going to steal and is breaking doors and windows with his legs and with all that confidence, and his papa send them. Yes. Onye nna ya zilohi, on the job abawuzo. That's the Igbo proverb.
There's a lingering issue of the Edo state elections, which is due next weekend. We're counting 8 days to that election. Yes. Very important election.
you know why? I was sleeping and I was thinking how I do. He said, Nigeria is watching. All the people who sign peace accord say they are not signing peace accord. What it means that the election will be violent. In clear, simple terms. And the people who are involved, Ali, it's not easy to shift the election until everybody signs peace accord. But now, because the government at the center has interest in those, so whether you sign peace accord or not, it will go to election. That's what they're telling us. So those people should watch out. It is very clear. If East does not go, West will go. So if there's no peace, the opposite is violence. People who were signing that there will be peaceful elections say they are not signing. What does that tell you? It is only a tree that will hear that it will be killed and they stand still. Human beings run because the election, from all indication, INEC is there. He has had the people, even the governor, sitting governor, said they won't sign peace accord. Now this morning, the APC is also saying they won't sign. So meaning that the major contestant in the election said there will be violence. That's what they have said in another language. And the world is watching us. And truth to talk, in Nigeria, is when things are happening, people will be there until you get so. Is it in our character that we see rain gathering? The cloud is gathering. We will wait. The thing will start driving. We will wait until it becomes heavy rain. And soak and saturate every part of our body. That's when we start running. So at that point, running to where? Because if I own a house and I'm dry, you're running with a wet clothes. I was like, please. So that's the time you want the international community to come and bring help, aids to settle a door displaced, not by flood. Now, when there's total violence and people are dying and you have refugee situation, that's when international community will come out. That's why they are not even looking at Nigeria. Nigeria will look themselves in the eyes, cause violence that will consume human beings. It's only now that the governor in Borno is mobilizing for flood victims that NIMET warned 6 months ahead of time. It's only now that even some states that in Anambra State, the River Niger has gotten to a point. The Delta State and the Asaba part of it has known that part of so many things are rising. Or this River Niger is, but people, no state is not doing anything until you hear that a whole village is wiped out and they have refugee situation, and that's when somebody will come. You see a pothole in the street, the maintenance agencies will leave it until develop into big, when they will sit down in the office and call budget to patch. But the office is sitting when they're earning salaries. They say they give a Ministry of Works, they have a department that should be going every morning with small, gravel stones and all those things they use to patch the roads. And it won't take them 5 minutes to patch. But when it develops into big, budget will come waiting for governor or the federal minister of work to declare budget of what kind of nation are we running? That is what is happening. So in clear terms, before I deviate too much, Edo election, from all the people involved say it will be violent. That's a statement they've made. So when you are going to Edo election, wear your helmet, dress warm. Otherwise you find yourself working in Alaska.
Okay, so let's go to Rivers State.
Yes.
PDP governors lose as National Working Committee hands Wike reverse control.
Yes.
Please, how how did they hand Wike control of Rivers State when the sitting governor
in
is
Igbo land, there's a word we use, akakaka wajiaka. The hand that is bigger than the hand, they break the hand. This is a country, you allow power, so much power accumulates under one man's head. And then, such person, when there is a crisis, he can buy anything. We have single individuals in this country that can buy the whole nation. You'll be a foolish man if you are the Attorney General and somebody come and give you a bribe of 100 billion naira. Some Nigerian politicians have such money to bribe. It's a bribe you can't refuse. Is this system that builds such people? And I'll just give you an example. They run this account in this country. The Bureau of Statistics know them. The banks know them. They're not running with different names. If you try it abroad, the tax will not encourage you to own such money again. So you go into charity. That's how we have charity organizations coming to Nigeria to help us. It's not that they love Nigerians. It's because Ford Foundation and all those Bill Gates have so much money within the U.S. system. If they put it in the U.S. system, they will tax them. So they openly put it under charity. But here in Nigeria, you have one man.
So this begs the question.
Honestly, so if such man is a wicked,
yes,
you go and say NWC. Who are the NWC? That the man. Do you know what he did when he was doing a campaign to be Nigerian president? Just under a party campaign. The vehicles he rolled out in Abuja, and the magic, and the money he shared in dollars to the delegates. So you bring a NWC and say they should decide on it. It's a simple walkover.
Chris, does it mean that Wike is untouchable? You know, we had this interview.
That's
one
why
time,
I gave you an instance what happened in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Go and touch him. When the man said, if we clearly threaten the whole, the IGP wasn't IGP there. It is what Nigeria is telling you that there are some people, but it's a shame. A shame to whoever says he's controlling Nigeria, that one single individual will be doing this. But then what happens is that he has every problem, everything has an expiry date. We are watching. The worst that will happen. You control NWC, they hand you over River State. In the next election, you put poster on the wall. You want to be Nigerian president, and then over time.
Okay, so now let's go on a very lighter note now, because I and Charles was discussing this earlier. 48 million Nigerians still practice open defecation.
And you're wondering,
first of all, how did we even get the data? If we were so good in getting data,
to help me
it was years.
UNICEF had been in Nigeria almost since the day of independence, and they have worked closely. And then it's easy to get data in Nigeria. It doesn't even cost anything. But simple surveys and all, the data will match. But what happened is that if you have 48 million out of 200 million practicing, it's like the story I keep telling you of a chicken scattering human feces on the road. You say, don't stop. It means all of us have been eating shit because the food, what the medical experts told us is that the worst case to get infection, all these infectious diseases, is hand to mouth, all the mouth, fecal, there's a way they describe it, the experts. So imagine where 48 million Nigerians shit in the open. And we have flooding system in Nigeria. Let me give you a clear instance of how it works. Flooding system, the Borno State is flooded. Open graves. The Muslim societies have a way they bury people in their grave. That there's a
shallow
way.
Grave.
So when there's flood, that's count that open grave, fresh graves, and all that one, and all the cemeteries. Then 48 million Nigerians has done it in the open. The water is like a sheet hitting the ceiling fan when you are in an enclosure. Everybody. There was a time even the water, all those prestigious canned water were tested. None of them in Nigeria met the World Health Organization standard of clean water. They were all infected. That's how bad it is. And this happened even worse in cities in Nigeria where you have a very high water level. Lagos, Port Harcourt, Asaba, Delta, Warri. When 5 minutes rain, you have everywhere flooded. The sockaway pits, the containment in your houses, that some people have not even, socked away for many years. So they don't know when they live in a house, they don't sock their sockaway, they have not contributed money to call the tankers, the truckers to come and take away their, and they keep shitting for 25 years, they don't know where it's going. They are taking it back. It's what they have taken. When the water and the flood come, it shares it equally, both the rich and poor. Some of them will swim the flood with their SUVs, and they think they are free. They will take it to, the tires will take it to their houses. So the infection keep going round and round and round. Nigeria, with 48 million open defecation cases by UNICEF, as we are talking it now, Ministry of Health has waved it aside. They are not thinking about it. All the agencies aligned in the MDAs, ministry, department, and agencies involved in health, they've always taken that as data. They will be filling data. They will be asking for Estacode to go to foreign conferences to present data from Nigeria. The academics, the professors, research, everybody is taking this data for their works. Nobody wants to how it trickles to the life of 200 million Nigerians. That's a shame. In 2024, UNICEF is reporting this, and all our politicians will be looking for is whether they will sign peace accord in Edo or not, and who they win the next election. And these are people who will vote for them. The 48 million are people who vote for them. Because the worst will come, they will flying in water they drink from abroad across the country. And that's it. So it's me and you at the end of it all.
Wow. All right. I mean, this is where we live it. It's so unfortunate what we are facing. I had for once thought that it was just one of those talk that we see on media that the PDP is not going to sign. So it almost looks like they're not going to sign this peace accord. And I'm imagining what is going to happen with the elections. I mean, if you are somebody who is a voter in Edo State, with what you have seen, you would want to come out to vote. So I might be looking at the way of the number of people who might even come out to even vote. You know,
the voters party in Nigeria will continue, but that's what politicians want. I want to encourage the Edo people. That's what they call the power of unity. I watched a film where they call it the power of one. That power of one was when I hold hand with you, and we move and said, let the wars happen. The opposition will run. But when it is, hey, you look around, hey, they say violent, I stay back. This one say, they've created a situation where they want to go and thumbprint. They will thumbprint in the houses of the politicians. They will even come, nobody will challenge them. Nobody will even witness. So the people say that they Zimbabwe are wrong. It can't because the people are going to die in the war front, not go to war. Because we have to go to war. Absolutely. The other people must come out to take their vote. There will be sacrifices, but let these Nigerian politicians not deter anybody from signing, from going out to vote.
Thank you
because that's what they want, to discourage people from coming. Thank you, and that's that time.
Yes, it's that time. So thank you very much, Chris Maduka, for coming in again to do this with us. We really appreciate your input.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we'll be going over to the next segments on today's edition of the Signature Morning. Do stay with us.